You know, we're all humans and we make mistakes every day. There's so many common misconceptions and myths that people have about situations and period of the year, and Ramadan is not excluded. There are a lot of do's and don'ts during the period of Ramadan fast, and a lot of people have a list of don'ts during this period. But if they did their research properly, they will be shocked to realize that most of the items on their list do not apply. To help our Muslim brothers and sisters have a smooth and hitch-free fast during this period, here are 5 common mistakes made during Ramadan. This is Daily Top 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, watch me.
So if you're just joining, we're talking about common mistakes people make during Ramadan. And the first one is accidentally eating breaks your fast. Many people believe if you eat or drink by accident, this breaks your fast. This is false. This is actually false, as it was a mistake. You can continue your fast and do not need to make up the day. Even when you're cooking, you can taste the food to check the spices and seasoning, as long as you're not eating or swallowing it.
Wow, I wouldn't have known this. I wouldn't have known this. Like, you're cooking, you can actually taste.
Just taste that.
And then you spit it out. Interesting
So
stuff.
for me, this one is playing with fire.
Because the thing can just be drawing you that you just go and swallow it.
It's sweet, so.
You will not know it.
There, your mouth now be tasty, literally, nah. No.
I would rather not do that.
But the one about accidentally eating,
Yes.
I actually, I'm surprised by that one, because if you eat and then remember, hey, I'm supposed to be fasting and you can continue fasting, it just makes me think, so what of us that we're not meant to eat meat and they will not eat meat? We'll now continue eating meat on like Good Friday.
That one is a different
so that was eating,
yeah,
eating
this
meat.
one is Ramadan. That one is different.
All right.
Okay.
Great.
All right, moving on swiftly. Making intentions. Believers do not make niyyah, intentions, to fast for Ramadan. This is totally false, as it is something personal and should be done in your heart, because it doesn't need to be verbal. Many people also do not take advantage of making dua before they break their fast, which is one of the 3 times when Allah accepts a person's dua.
Okay, so when you're fasting, you're supposed to have intentions. Even when you pray, you need to have intentions because you're praying for something. So if you're going to fast, you should have intentions or prayer points that you want to fast for. And apparently there are periods when they believe that, when Muslims believe that these intentions are accepted more than every other time. So it's just like saying that, what's the purpose of fasting if you do not have intentions?
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask. See how I wasn't sure and I'm asking question, please. Let's take a note from, thank you. So basically what you're saying is, don't just fast because they say, all right, no, everybody start fasting. You two just say, okay, I'm fasting. Why are you fasting? You don't know. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah,
like you have to have, okay.
Yeah, because if you just fast, you're starving yourself. During Ramadan, you're supposed to fast. You're supposed to do almsgiving, give charity, and have intentions. You're supposed to pray.
All right, that makes sense.
All right. Another point is the purpose of Ramadan. There is a school of thought that believes Ramadan is just about not eating, and this makes them forget they should control their tempers and watch what they say. In actuality, we're supposed to control our tempers and mouths even more during the period of Ramadan. And this is something that I've noticed, not just Ramadan. During the period of fasting, that's when you get a lot of temptations. Hey!
I mean, not. There's one shot I wanted to drop now, but I don't think it's my shot to drop. But shout outs to you, honey. Because, yeah, you know. Fantastic. Okay. So, yes, there was a recent display of wickedness during Ramadan by somebody that was actually fasting.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And so hearing this now, I'm like, wow. Because even the day I heard what happened, I was like, but is this person not fasting? So how were they still able to do this? And then I'm like, so what's the...
so this is not judging or anything like that, because you will believe that during fasting, you're not meant to do certain things.
Yeah.
That is, even if you are, for instance, you do people, for instance, during Ramadan, I think that it should be holy enough for you to, just go away from, because you're fasting. So I think that some people just fast and then they're still doing, they don't do away with those evil behaviors. It's okay. All right, now let's move on. Time to breakfast. A lot of people believe that you cannot eat until the call to prayer is over. This is incorrect because as soon as the call begins, you can break your fast. You do not need to wait until the call to prayer ends.
But I feel like if you waited the whole day, you might as well just wait for that call to
So I think
prayer
it is just the
The
perfectionist in people.
perfectionist,
Yeah.
yeah, because before you now go and they now say, this was not the time. You now say, so the whole day was in vain,
Yeah.
But then, I mean, this is also nice to know because for some people that were like literally holding on till like the very last, like, I mean, this will be information I think that would actually be very helpful.
Yes, it is. And finally, common mistakes people make during Ramadan. Your focus during Ramadan. One of the most common mistakes people make is spending the later part of Ramadan preparing for Eid, thereby neglecting the most important thing, which is Ramadan. You're wrong if you do this because you end up losing the concept of what Ramadan is about. So it's just like Christians fasting, or we just celebrated Easter.
Yeah.
So before Easter, you know that after the fast, we have Easter. Before Ramadan, you know that after the fast, there's the Eid celebration. So you're supposed to have prepared for the celebration before the fast started. Because preparing during the fast distracts you. And before
From
you
the
know
fast.
it, it distracts you from the fast. And before you know, you lose what the concept of the fast is about. Because you're preparing and your mind is, where will I get money? What am I doing? What am I buying? So you're distracted. At the end of the day, you're not focusing on the purpose of that period.
Well done, Catherine.